Hi guys, Matthew Spinks here. Figured I'd interview a fellow affiliate, Ty K. Huxter. Uh,
Awesome. Good to be here. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Down.
Start of the work week, figured.
Yeah, Monday, start of the work week. Exactly.
Mhm.
So you got some questions for me?
Yeah, just a couple of frequently asked questions on my end, so I figured I'd make a video just to kind of enlighten everyone, just direct people to so that I don't have to constantly answer the questions. So, first question is, can you tell me a little bit about yourself, like
So,
full-time workplace?
yeah, definitely. So, my name's Ty Huxter. I'm 24 years old from, I live in a small town called Qualicum Beach, BC, on Vancouver Island, Canada. And I think I said, yeah, I'm 24 years old, and I've been an affiliate marketer for about a year and a half. And I am transitioning out of my full-time job. So, yeah, and right now I do shipping, receiving, and sales at a cedar mill. And ideally, it's not my dream job, but I was aware of the fact that I didn't want to spend, well, the next X amount of years like working for somebody else and filling up their cup instead of my own. And
Yeah,
ultimately, want to move on and do my own thing. So,
yeah, totally. I can relate to that. Uh,
yeah, exactly.
so
Make your own hours, right?
yeah, exactly. So on that note, what are some of your past employments and what did you learn from that?
So I haven't really had a lot of past employments because I've been at my current workplace. I just last year was actually my 5th year anniversary there. So I'm
Ooh,
24, so I haven't actually. I've had a couple other kind of lumber yard kind of like labor related jobs, and I did work at a gas station for a bit as a fuel jockey, and then I worked also for a heating corporation, like doing plumbing and heating in that, and then I actually got fired for refusal of unsafe work because I was still under my 3 month probation. So,
oh yeah. Hmm. Yeah, they sometimes tend to do that.
oh
It's
yeah, exactly. If you refuse rat
it's
infested crawl spaces with, yeah, but it
hmm
wasn't good. But we moved on.
hmm Third question, what sparked your interest to start an online business?
Well, that would be for me. Well, what really sparked my interest was the ability that everything is actually going online. Like whether you look at online shopping, picking up your groceries, or even a lot of other things too. Because the one thing I realized, like the way with technology going is, like you can either get with it or you can get left behind. And one of the cool things too is like you have a lot of flexibility in your work. Say you have an appointment or something you want to go to, or you want to spend more time with your family, and say you want to attend your kids' hockey practice or their soccer practice. Well, fortunately for me, I don't have any kids yet, but I know a lot of people do. But yeah,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
given that whole flexibility issue, working when you want and setting your own hours, which I think is very appealing, especially to like mobility too. Like if you want to travel, and that's one thing I want to do in the future that I'm gonna be doing a bunch of this year. So I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, it's just
yeah,
some things that I found appealing about starting an online business. So
yeah, totally. Being your own boss, it's pretty comes with its benefits.
yeah, it's got benefits and drawbacks, but a lot of it too is just having the discipline to do the
Yeah,
work and
yeah,
follow through because like in reality you're working for yourself, and the thing is that you got to show up for yourself and you also got to have the discipline to do the work, and that's where I
yeah,
find a lot of
yeah,
people, they actually struggle in a sense because they don't have somebody telling them like they need to do this, they need to get
yeah.
this done. It comes
Yeah.
from like
Well,
self motivation and like wanting to. It's kind of comes with it with from like within kind of
well,
thing. So
yeah. Well, it most people have that kind of employment mentality.
yeah,
So
because a lot of people come into this and they got an employee mindset and it doesn't quite
yeah, yeah. So
transition necessarily into
we've got
the online space. So
we've got to shift them into being the boss mentality rather than being the
yeah, and kind of calling your
employer.
own shots, right? And that's really what it's all about. So
Hmm. So fourth question, can you describe what it's like being an affiliate marketer? So
What's it like to be an affiliate marketer? Well, it's kind of fun because you can drive your own traffic to offers. And one of the biggest things that I found is like, and the thing is like, you're constantly learning on a daily basis. And like, the thing is like, you got to become like a student of life and keep evolving, keep learning, because if you're not learning, you're really dying. So, and
yeah,
that's one of the biggest things that I found is that you always have to be like leveling up your mindset, and especially too because like if you want like a different life and something greater than your current reality, you have to step outside your comfort zone in order to do that, really. So,
yeah, totally.
and take action, right? So
Yeah. And question 5. Have you tried numerous amounts of courses that teach about online marketing?
uh
And if you have, which one would you recommend?
well, I have tried a few, but the one I would recommend, it's called Affiliate Institute, and it actually, I was very fortunate to, because a lot of people, they waste money in the online space and they buy all these courses and then they try to
Yeah.
put all the puzzle, the pieces together, because there's actually quite a few pieces of the puzzle. But lucky for me, I found the Affiliate Institute, which actually taught me most of the pieces that I needed to learn about Facebook ads, how to run campaigns, how to drive traffic, follow up, marketing, content creation, and like
Mhm,
copywriting, and even getting down to your finances too, which is a big thing
mhm.
that I benefited from too, because like knowing where your money's going and what it's doing, and ultimately like we all have the same 24 hours in a day. It's just kind of like how we choose to use those 24 hours, right? Like Bill Gates
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Warren Buffett or any successful person, they have the same 24 hours in a day, but it ultimately
Yeah.
comes down to how you use your 24 hours. So
Mhm. It was really about time management and then, also discipline as
definitely.
well.
One of
So
the biggest things too is like for me is like time blocking. Time blocking is huge.
yeah, yeah,
Like give yourself a task and then give yourself 2 hours, get laser focused and finish that task and then move on and
yeah.
then take breaks too. Like you don't have to work for like four
Mhm.
hours in a row. You can work for an hour and a half and then go play video games if you do for
Yeah,
15
yeah,
minutes or whatever, right? But
yeah. Because that's what
all that
some people
balance.
do.
Yeah,
That's what
exactly.
some people do. Well, I find that if you work for 2 hours and then spend an hour doing whatever, and then go back to work
Mhm.
to 2 hours, and then
Definitely.
spend an hour doing whatever, spend time with family. I
Exactly.
find you're more productive in a short amount of time rather than doing it for like
Mhm.
say 8 hours,
Yeah,
which
well, I
is
think they were saying, I was reading something somewhere, it's some kind of animal or bug, but it was like has a longer attention span than a human. Because the human attention
mm,
span is so short, like the average
yeah,
attention
yeah,
span of a human, I think it's like 6 seconds.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
I think I
crazy.
remember reading about something like that too.
Yeah.
All right, next question. Next question. Uh, what does the schedule look like for an online marketer?
Very busy, but like like I kind of touched on the last thing, like we all have the same 24 hours, but like
Yeah,
for
yeah.
me, like my average day, like because I'm still working in my current job as I'm transitioning out, but like I wake up at 6, and then what I'll do is I'll have a cold shower in the morning too, and also meditate in the morning too, which also
Mm,
gets me primed for my day. And then one thing too is I haven't done this yet, but I want to implement reading 10 pages a day in the morning. But what I've been doing
mm.
is I've been listening to audiobooks on my way into my work.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So I can
yeah,
take advantage of that time and maximize my time because, like I said, we all got the same 24 hours, right? And then
yeah,
I
yeah,
usually get home around 4 o'clock, just 4 o'clock,
yeah,
and then
yeah. Because
I'll
say you got
usually kind of chill out for a bit, like half an hour, and then
mm,
sink my feet into some work, right? And then
yeah.
big
Because
thing
say
too.
if you've got like a half an hour or 40-minute commute, it's a
Yeah.
lot can be done in that half an hour.
Oh, definitely.
So
Like,
it'll be
well, I'm fortunate enough my commute's only about 10 minutes, but yeah, for
yeah,
some people, yeah, they commute like an hour. Like, there's a lot of people like they commute over an hour like to work like
yeah,
every
yeah.
day,
So
and you could actually be maximizing that time and like gaining knowledge too through like
hmm
audiobooks and like podcasts too, and just like learning. Kind of like one thing
hmm
I did is I made my truck into kind of like this online university. It's like I
Hmm.
call it like the knowledge machine. But the thing
Yeah,
is,
yeah,
but because I associated a different meaning with it, now I look forward to actually going to work because I get to learn information along the way that's going to teach me
yeah,
and
yeah.
benefit me along the way.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, because like say if there's a traffic jam or something or whatever, people would be like, oh, it's taken me so long to get here, blah blah blah. But
Yeah, totally.
you can actually be using that for either your advantage. You could be like, okay, well now I can learn more.
Mm,
Just listen to a podcast like you said, or an
yeah,
audiobook.
definitely. And that's the thing with a lot of things too, because everything has a silver lining, right? So,
Mm,
but it's up to us and anybody. Well, it's up to yourself really, but it's up to you to like notice those silver linings, like in the daylight, but not actually like. Well, it's more like realizing it and kind of like being aware because like when your like awareness changes of what you're actually doing and like the habits you're forming and then the action steps you're taking, it goes a long way, right? So
yeah, oh yeah, totally. Alrighty, next question. Where have you been able to travel? Like because well, you're as an online marketer, so
online marketer, well, the cool thing is actually a lot of our trips are considered tax write-offs, so that's pretty cool. But I've been able to travel quite a bit. I'm very fortunate. So I've been doing this since about late 2018 or about mid 2018, and I've been to Toronto, I've been to Las Vegas, Toronto, Canada, like CN Tower, and then I got some. Yeah, I picked up this little cool thing too when I was in Toronto, little kind of CN Tower thing, so it's kind of
yeah,
cool.
nice.
Yeah. Oh,
Mm,
no souvenir from Toronto, and then I've been
mm,
to Vegas. I've been to LA. I've been to Kelowna multiple times, flown over there. I've been to Seattle, and I went to Winnipeg too one time too. So,
yeah, yeah,
and I'm also going to Hawaii in April. So super stoked for that. So it's gonna be
nice.
fun. So
Yeah, yeah, having a home-based business, it's definitely does come with its tax benefits.
oh, definitely too. And like a lot of people don't realize like if you don't have an online business, a lot of people they don't actually realize how they're missing out when you can
Mm,
like write off your cell phone, your utility bills, you can write off part of your car insurance, you can write off 25% of your mortgage too.
yeah,
It's pretty
yeah,
crazy. And also if you're renting too, like your rent you can write off like 50% of your rent, which you get back on your taxes too. But the cool thing
yeah.
is because you're also an employee transitioning out of, you get even greater tax benefits. So it's actually kind of like a win-win. And that's what not a
Mm,
lot of people realize is that, and all too, like if you get a new computer, that's a tax write-off. Pens, pencils,
yeah,
anything you really need to run your
yeah.
business, or if
That's
you need better gear or whatever, right? So
mm. Any business expense is pretty much like a write-off. So as long as you're using it for your business, it's you
exactly.
know, save receipts.
Oh, you bet. You get a shoebox and
Mhm,
pile them in. So
mhm. Yeah,
that's what I do.
get a couple few boxes going.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, because like with this day and age, people pretty much need a second job. So why not start an online business where you can do it from anywhere?
Yeah, and then that's the thing too, is because you actually get taxed the most being an employee, but when you work for yourself, you can actually reap the tax benefits, which is and that was one real appealing thing for me. So
Hmm. Yeah, because like me having a 3-year-old daughter, I kind of needed a second job, so I didn't want to spend time away from her. So
exactly, right? There's silver lining and everything too.
hmm.
And the thing is too, you get to spend time with your daughter too, which is awesome.
Yeah. All right. Next question. With 2020 here, do you have any events coming up
I
or
do
plans to
actually.
go anywhere?
I am
Well,
going
I
to
guess you've already said
yeah, I'm
Hawaii.
going to Hawaii in April, and I think I'm going to Vegas in September. So
Yeah.
we got a company event going on down there, so I'm going to be going down to that
Hmm.
probably, and then
Hmm.
I got some other travel plans over here. So I'm planning a trip down the Oregon coast too in like May, so that should be fun.
Mm, nice.
Doing some
Oregon's
exploring in
pretty
that,
nice, I hear.
and I got a drone too, so I want to do some get some cool shots and stuff. So
Hmm.
And then
I'm
I really
guessing
want
that.
to go to Cannon Beach. I haven't been to Cannon Beach in Oregon and like ride dune buggies and that, but that looks like a lot of fun. So that's been on my list of stuff to do for a while. So yeah, going down for
Yeah.
about a week and a half in May. So
Hmm.
May or June, we'll see. Whatever's nice weather, kind of springish. So
Yeah. Play it by ear.
yeah, as long as it's not too wet, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't want to be a soaked donkey going down.
Yeah, because the weather can be quite, rainy
Predictable,
over there. Yeah.
unpredictable on the West Coast. So
Mm. I had a friend who grew up down there, so he used to tell me about it all the time. Said it would rain sometimes for about a week, so you gotta pay attention to the weather over there.
yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Well, I think we're
yeah.
actually getting snow here on the island tomorrow, believe it or not. So it was
Woo!
like sunny skies today, and then we're getting a mixture of some rain crap and
Mm.
snow stuff. So
Supposed to snow here too in Kamloops.
yeah,
Snowed a little bit, but like
yeah,
maybe just a little centimeter. But it's supposed
yeah.
to snow
We
for
had
the
some
next
snow for
day.
about 5 days, and it all melted. And then I think we're gonna get hit again tomorrow. So
Mm. Yeah. Only got one more month left,
good thing for the truck.
hopefully.
Got snow tires, so we're good. 4x4.
Yeah. All right. Final question. So, what are some tips you can give to anyone watching, whether it'll be financial tips or anything to prepare them for a journey like the laptop life?
I really wouldn't call it the laptop life, but anything like online related, what I would do is like, especially like finances, is like knowing your numbers because a lot of people they don't like realize this, but like, say for example, you go out to the bar with some buddies or whatever. Hypothetically, you go to the bar, and then you drop $300. Now,
Hmm.
what if you could spend that $300 in your online business to benefit you and like with me, for example, I work with high ticket offers. So if I can use that, say, in my marketing budget instead, that would get me a greater return. Like say, because when you know your numbers, if you can trade $300 and then generate a sale for say that would pay you like a $2,000 commission. Like once you have that mindset shift, like why wouldn't you? And then a lot of people too is they buy like a lot of people. Oh, I got nasty habits. Like
Yeah.
I don't do any of this stuff, for example. I'm saying like a lot of people they buy smokes, lotto tickets, coffees like Tim Hortons or Starbucks. They'll go
Yeah.
Starbucks, and they'll go.
Starbucks is one of them.
They'll
Yeah.
spend like $7-8 a day. I'm
Hmm.
like, you can
I
literally run your own
Yeah.
business for the same price of you're paying out. And I don't really consider those things like necessities. They're just kind of like
Yeah.
luxuries. But when you like
Yeah.
really define like where your money's going at, like
Yeah.
say if you went to Starbucks every day, you spent $10 5 days a week. That's $50
Yeah.
times
Well, I
four. That's
call.
$200 a month.
Yeah. I call
And then you'll
Starbucks
probably go out to
Starbucks.
the bar with at least one buddy, and you'll drop $300 on a weekend with some buddies. So there's $500.
Yeah, like
Now, how could you
sometimes even once or
spend
twice
that?
a week too. So
Oh yeah, exactly.
I
And
know I know some people that do twice a week. So yeah, it's like doubled up right
exactly.
there.
But I'm just saying, like average person, maybe once a week. But yeah, there's people go 2-3 times a week. They'll drop easy. Like I got people that I know. They've been to the bar before, dropped like $1,200 in a weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I just shake my head because I'm like, if you were aware of the possibilities out there in like the online space and like what you can actually do, it's pretty mind blowing. Like once you actually like physically wrap your head around the
Hmm.
possibilities of what you
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
can do, because like for me, for example, like I was a closed mind for the most part because I didn't think any of this stuff was like real, like to be honest. But like me and Matthew
yeah,
here, like we're just regular people. Like where are you in? You're in
yeah,
Kamloops, right? BC, Canada.
yeah,
I'm on
yeah,
Vancouver Island, BC, Canada. Like, and
yeah,
that's the biggest thing is when you take people off like pedestals and you start looking at them from like a different point of view. Like, and the thing is too is everybody has the same opportunity. It's just what you choose to do with your time because a lot of people waste
yeah,
time. But
yeah,
that's the
yeah.
biggest thing.
Exactly. It's just
Because the thing
just the
is,
way
you have
just the
two
way you
things.
look at it.
Yeah, exactly. And because you got two things, you got either have time or you have money. Can't have both. A lot of people don't have both. So, but
Hmm.
the thing is, if you can find a way to leverage that so you do have both, And then because you can either have the time to spend the time to do the things, or you have money to reduce the time so you gain, because what essentially you're doing is because you're buying your time back. That's what you're doing.
Yeah. Hmm.
Any other questions?
No, that was it. That was it. Sweet.
Oh, awesome. Well, I appreciate you for the interview. Yeah, that's awesome.
No problem. Thank you for taking the time.
Oh, definitely. I'm happy to help out any other fellow affiliate, and yeah.
Mhm.
So
So yeah,
I'm
and
sure I'll be in touch. So
if anyone has any questions, just leave a comment, and I'll get back to it.
yeah, reach out to Chewy if you got any questions, or Matthew. Yeah, Mr.
Mhm.
Spinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Sweet.
Anyways, yeah.
Cheers.
Out.